Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthroy here, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In the last part, we went to Castle Delibre and got some more retainers of Crimea, including Geoffrey, Bastion, and Lucia. And so now what we must do is cross over these mountains, where Gallia is prepared to join up with us. So it appears once we get to that point, we have just about won the war. Chapter 25, Strange Lands. And sadly, I knew the minute I started this recording that, oh no, this better not be the chapter I'm thinking of. And then promptly the game went, oh yes, this is the chapter you're thinking of. I hate this one. So back over at Phoenix's, we haven't heard from them for a while. We have Leanne, so this should be a very interesting conversation. Sadly, I will not be able to translate it this time for you guys because I have no internet because our router is not working. This is the... I believe we're getting it in tomorrow, and that will be the 5th one in the last 6 months. Yeah. So basically, Lord Loreze, the guy he just mentioned, that is Leanne's father. And yes, obviously Tabarn can understand some of it, the language, because he's been around for a while. So yes, Racing is fine. Because keep in mind, Racing and Leanne split up, Leanne went back here, and Racing went to join us. So, it appears Tabarn has a plan. Wonder what this could be. So he's off to Gallia. And Lots, this guy Lots, will watch over Leanne and help her pack. Yeah, there's no way this could go wrong. Clearly this guy's a throwaway character. They should just talk louder. Okay, for anybody out there that ever thinks raising your voice, if you can't understand what somebody's saying, makes them understand you, it doesn't. Basically, she's saying behind you. Someone is behind me. KO! So, yep, like I said, Lots is a throwaway character. He just died. He got introduced last scene, and now he's dead in this one. So, yep, it is the Black Knight. Because keep in mind, his objective was to capture one of the Herons. And since Racin's with us, clearly going after Leanne would be easier, but he had to wait for the Hawk King to leave. But all she did was get sick and die. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the Herons. They are very frail. And apparently that warp powder drains the Black Knight's strength, so he'd rather not use it unless it's absolutely necessary. So it appears even though they're fighting a losing battle, apparently, Ashnar does have a plan. Oh, Lots is still alive. Knight in black armor. Yep, Black Knight. And yeah, now Lots is dead. Okay. He lasted 3 scenes. My bad. MVP was Boyd. Wow. Surprised it wasn't Oscar. Well, actually, I'm not. Because he didn't really do a lot on that map. I figured it'd probably be Ike or Har. But I guess that makes sense, too, that Boyd was the MVP. Speaking of Boyd, now we have Boy. This is giving you another hint, since it is a 2-star info. It's telling you what you're to expect on the next chapter. This is very, very annoying, because it is a mountain chapter. Let's see, where does he... They're talking about something, too. They said if anyone gets up at the mountain in a single file, they'd get them all at once. As for Bastion, oh no. Forsooth, what ho, my eyes behold Sir Ike. Good lord, man, can't you just say, hey Ike, what's up? Seriously? Yeah, I'm just kind of skipping over his stuff because it's really not worth reading. I doesn't even say anything. Yeah, exactly. What were you saying? Something about the moon or something? Yeah, sure, he fell asleep. And then we have Man. Hey there, little man. I've got serious business with the general of this army. And you would be? Largo, the world-class berserker. The only berserker you'll ever obtain in the game. And he is actually one of the... I believe the only character that did not transfer over to the sequel of this game. Unless you count Danvid, because there's Deadvan and Danvid. And we'll get into that later on, whenever I get to Radiant Dawn. But this guy apparently is a world-class berserker. He's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and hire him just to show off his stats. So how about taking me to meet the general? I am the general. That's good, you're a funny little guy. So seriously, where's the general's tent? And then Khalil shows up. You're really gonna hire Largo? This little guy really is the general? Yeah. But he's a lot like Boyd, except he trades us a little bit more strength for a little bit less defense, but honestly, he's really not worth it. But in the sequel to this game, he apparently loses an arm in an accident after the war. It doesn't really specify what, but... yeah, he is, I believe, the only character that does not transfer over unless you count the Deadvan Danvid thing. Which are the same person, so... ah, here we go. I knew these would show up eventually. The one with Vulcan Bastion is funny just because of the beginning of it. Bastion is so creepy. Sounds a lot like somebody we already know. This right here. You there in the bushes. You have until the count of 5 before to show yourself before I start throwing sharp objects. 1, 2, 4. I hope I just skips 3. 1, 2, 4. You don't mess with Volk. Pay me and I'll answer that question. No attention to answer my question, so you count with some very outrageous sum. Very well. I'm not a charity. You can't get lost if you can't afford my fee. Yeah, good luck looking into that. You're gonna need a lot of money for that. Alright, I believe that is all for... what do we have? We have skills, of course. We have Nahil and that other one. Savior. Let's see. Who has room for anything? Well, we could use... let's use Savior on Miss. Since she has a horseback unit, it'll come in handy. She already has Nahil, so that'd be pointless to give it to her. What does Guard do? Oh, nullifies enemy attack. Yeah, might as well keep that then. Geoffrey has Paragon, which doubles experience, but we can't get rid of that, so... really, this is overall pretty pointless. I could ditch Miracle for Nahil, but it's really not worth that either. Nahil's good, but compared to Miracle, it's not as important, so... we'll keep Nahil for now, and maybe use it later, but really not the big deal. I'm just going to tell you right now what to expect on this next map. It is a mountain map, as I've already said, so you're going to be going uphill, which means a lot of your units are going to have very bad movement, in particular Mist, or any other horseback unit like Oscar. And they'll also be throwing boulders down at you, which every time a boulder comes into contact with anybody, it will make them lose 10 HP. That includes their allies as well, though. But long story short, the players you're going to want to take with you is anybody with really high HP and decent defense, I suppose. Which the defense will not stop the boulder from doing 10 damage each time, but decent HP, so just be aware of that. Alright, there we go. Make sure everybody's doing alright on weapons here, and it looks like for the most part they are. Let's see. And there's no point in using the Sheriff Staff, we'll just take the other Physic. Since Mist can't go very far, I usually don't send her that far. Har is going to be very, very important in this battle, because the boss does move, and I usually try to take him out, believe it or not, on the first or second turn. And Har is the best person to do it with, but there's a Ballista on the map, and if that Ballista, if you don't full guard, that Ballista will do enough damage combined with the boss to kill Har, so you gotta watch out for that. No point in keeping any of that. No point in keeping that. No point in keeping that. Or at least not for them, anyway. Let's see. Ah. Hit the wrong button there. If you don't have an elixir on Ike, now would probably be a good time to bring it just in case you do need one. Just as a heads up. I don't know why I keep selecting that and deselecting it. They have a longsword? Why? That would be kind of stupid to use that. And I need to be going to the convoy. Okay, we have all the swords. I believe we need to get a throwing axe for Har, right? Yep. So let's get to work on that. The tomahawk's probably fine for him, but just in case. We got plenty of money and plenty of time, so... Sure, we'll change it. Of course, now I have to space this part out, but oh well. Alright, I think that's pretty much everything for weapons. Oh, I probably should go over Largo. Well, let's go ahead and throw those items in the convoy. He does have good weapons, but... Largo is a Berserker, which is essentially... we've already seen a couple of these guys before. They look like pirate upgrades, essentially, but... Which is why they're really good in mountains and sea. Largo's really not worth it. I have used him before, and he turns out alright. He gets 60 HP, which is great, but the fact that his defense is only 10... Yeah... So, not really worth it. He usually does okay, but since his stats don't transfer over to, well, one reason, they transfer over to Khalil, but he's really just not all that worth it. If you want to use him, you could. I mean, he's not completely worthless altogether like some units, but in my opinion, it's just, I just don't like using him, so I usually avoid him. I don't like having units with really low defense unless they've got really good dodging rate or, you know, something that can give them somewhat of an advantage. And since he is not one of those people, that is typically why I avoid it, so... Let's go ahead and actually start. So the Galleon army is just over the mountains. But of course there's an ambush waiting. And they can't go around the mountain because that would take too long, so they're going to have to go right through the ambush, which isn't much of an or at least not a surprise ambush. But yeah, as you can see, plenty of boulders. So yeah, it really doesn't look like a difficult map, minus the boulders, but it can actually be really difficult just because of the boulders. Yeah, see, at first glance it seems a simplistic trap, but the narrow paths make avoiding the rocks impossible. So yeah, they are actually very effective. Yeah, try to avoid them and then reach the top. Another really good strategy is try to activate them all and just heal as necessary. Either one of those works. I'm not going to be using Lucia. I would not recommend Racing for this map because he is frail, so... I'm also going to avoid Cleo because she's pretty frail. Let's see. Yeah, Oscar's not going to have good movement at all on this map, but... Oh well. As for who goes left and who goes right, it really doesn't matter too much. Just split them up fairly evenly. I usually send Ike to the left. Alright, so, first things first, since we're going to fight the boss almost immediately, Grommel's a Wyvern Lord, level 14. He does have Resolve, which will increase strength, skill, and speed whenever his health gets below half. So you kind of have to watch out for that, which means you may originally think, oh, I can double him, when you may not be able to, because Resolve will activate if you get his HP low enough. He comes with a Bolt Axe, which will do, it's a lot like the Flame Lance, it'll do magic damage as opposed to physical, which, once again, is really not that helpful for him, because his strength is higher than his magic, but whatever. It's supposed to be really good on dragons, so that might be why they're thinking that. I don't really know. Really, he's not that powerful. As you can see, his stats are not that great at all. Really, the only thing that's dangerous about him is the fact that he can move, the fact that he's a throwing weapon, which some people might forget. That's pretty much it. So I usually just look for his range, put Har as far or as close as you can within his range, so like right here, and then equip some kind of throwing axe, because keep in mind, the Bolt Axe is throwing, so Tomahawk, Short Axe, Hand Axe, anything like that will work just fine. As for the rest of your units, just move them up as you need to. All of your units here really should be able to take at least 2 hits and not suffer horribly from it, so if you're using anybody with below 30 HP, then you probably ought to rethink that. But what I typically do here is leave Mist at the very bottom of the map and just let her use the Physics Staff if need be. And if worse comes to worse, you've always got Soren as a backup healer, so... I mean, he's only got a heal staff, but it's better than nothing, so... And like I said, I usually give Ike an elixir, and if he needs to trade it around, he can do that. As you can see, yeah, here, Oscar's movement is severely weakened. But there's not much you can do about it, so... Really, as for the enemy units themselves, they're not really a threat at all. It's just the boulders, and I guess the boss, sort of. See, for a boss, that really wasn't that bad. And now he can't go anywhere because he used all of his movement, so he really can't do much now. There are some other ballista here, but they're not gigantic threats. You'll take them out almost immediately. Like I said, really the only threat is the ballista that's actually at the top if you're using dragon units. That one right there. But as you can see, yeah, Cannon often will damage their own units quite a bit of the time, which is kind of silly. I've actually seen that priest right there that attacked Leith actually get killed by one of his own allies' boulders, which is really funny. Some of the boulders go down a path, and some of them just go straight down like that one did. Knowing where they go is very helpful, but, you know, obviously avoiding getting put in that position in the first place is even better. Like, look at that. He hit the boss. He seriously damaged the boss. These guys are crazy. Okay, why is Rolf getting hit? He should not be getting hit. He should be dodging everything. Yeah, that's what he should be doing right there, is dodging. For the most part, really only the first turn is when you'll get hurt really bad by the boulders. It might be worth using the Sheriff's Staff just once, or the Fortify Staff, which I don't know if we have that yet or not, where he just heals everyone all at once, and just use it like once. Because keep in mind, we have Hammernine too. If you use the Sheriff's Staff twice, and then trade over the Hammernine to somebody else, and then or trade over the Fortify or Sheriff's Staff to somebody and then use the Hammernine on it, then it'll get all of its uses back. So I'm going to say give this healing to Har, because he's probably going to need it the most. Pretty much once you beat the boss, you could, in theory, just go straight up the hill and, you know, try to dismantle everything as best you can. Yeah, let's go for it. I knew it wouldn't kill him. I mean, I already knew that. There's that, Resolve going right there. Which I don't know why it was purple, because Resolve should be like an orangish yellow. Whatever. But yeah, Resolve, see, Strength plus 9, Skill plus 16, Speed plus 5. Which for him really isn't that big a deal, because his speed's only 16. And Har's is like, what, somewhere in the 20s, I'm guessing? Oh no, it's only 17. But still, Har has higher speed, so... Now we just kill some of the units, which really is not that hard at all. Because like I said, the actual units are really not that bad. Come on, Oscar, get Soul. Ah. Yeah, Soul is really handy to have here, despite the fact that the Knights have really bad movement on this map. Soul is very, very helpful. Ah. Oh, that'll work. I was just trying to get him in one hit, and I didn't want to waste the Brave Sword. Go ahead and heal Rolf. Try to keep all your units above 30 HP if you can. If you do that, you're pretty much golden. Unless they just get really unlucky. Another thing is if the boss actually does manage to survive and you can long enough and you can take over this ballista up here, and that'll also work. You can use the ballista to your advantage sometimes. Oh, sorry, I messed up the camera right there by moving the C stick. You can give the camera some really weird angles in this game. Let's see. Like that. Dude, why would you do that? Seriously. I just leave it where it is. When you have it flat, it looks really strange. When you have it vertically, you can't hardly see anything at all. Like, vertically? Ugh. That just drives me crazy. I get dizzy every time I watch it like that. Yeah, once they realize that they have no boulders to push down on you, they'll start sending units down the hill. Which there's no terrain difference like there is in Radiant Dawn on this game, really, after that. So now we just move forward. Yet again. Let's see if I can get rid of this guy. Should be able to. Rolf's a much better sniper than anybody else, that's for sure. Despite the fact that this map can be very difficult, you can honestly tear it to shreds if you don't lose it. If you're like me and don't want to lose any units, if you're careful enough, you can tear it to shreds in a matter of a couple turns. Surely I can't miss twice. Okay, good. That would have been hilarious if that had actually happened, but whatever. I probably should have healed hard before I went up there. That was a bad call. I mean, sure, he leveled up, but he's probably not going to get a great level up. At least he got defense. Hopefully he won't get swarmed, because that would be really bad. I don't care for the bolt axe at all, so I already know where that's going. Can I reach up there? Didn't think so. That may have been a really bad mistake that I'm going to regret. I sincerely hope I don't regret that. Send Leith up there first, mostly because she's got much better movement overall. Really, Laguz never gets slowed down by anything, for the most part. Didn't get slowed down on the sand in that Chapter 15 fight, so... Not that there's anything wrong with Boyd's movement range, it's just Leith's is better. Yeah, I forget about this guy. That guy's got fairly good accuracy, so you might want to watch out for him. I guess that guy realized that he couldn't do as much damage to Har as he could to Stefan. I'm hoping Har will either take no damage or dodge most of these attacks. I'm not worried about any of these guys going back up the hill to attack him. It's just the ones that are at the top of the hill might be a threat. Stefan's kind of looking pretty bad here, too. He's got the weapon triangle disadvantage on this upcoming guy right here. So I'm hoping he'll... Nope, didn't dodge it. Hopefully, though, there's no boulders about to drop on his head. Even with that level up. Hopefully it'll be HP and defense, mostly. I got neither. I got magic, which is pointless, and speed, which he already had plenty of. Well, at least the right side of the map's looking really good so far. Laguz Slayer. That's ironic that Leith got it. Yeah, I knew that guy was going to hit me, but he only did 1 damage, so forget him. He's an idiot. I love how there's still a Class 1 unit over there. There's like a fighter. It's like, what is he doing here? No more Class 1 units. Stop babying us. Seriously, we can do better than that now. Yeah, there you go. That's how it's done. It's just, what is this moron doing here? Get out of here. What are we, like, Chapter 5 material? What is going on here? Why are there still Class 1 units? Okay, thank goodness he didn't go for that boulder, because they honestly could have killed Stefan if they were smart. Thank goodness they weren't. How far can Soren move? Oh, she can actually... Good lord, man, what is wrong with you? You haven't played this game in so long, now your memory's going crazy on you. Get Stefan's HP back up there, man. They seriously could have killed him, but they didn't. I don't know why they didn't. It's because they weren't smart, probably. The AI can make really dumb mistakes sometimes. And I'm very glad it does, many a time. Didn't really have to do that, but I felt like I might as well get some experience out of this. Okay, these 3 are left. Obviously, we're just going to have to move these guys up. That's all we really can do with them. Alright, Har, what to do with you? A lot of options open right here. This is really where I wish I could battle save, but you can't do that in this game. You can only do it in Radiant Dawn. I think I'm going to take the smartest approach I can to this. What I hope is the smartest approach, which is get rid of this guy, because I know he could probably hit me, and get him with a ranged weapon so I can attack everybody. And then just hope for the best, honestly. I think Har will be fine, but I could be wrong. Purge, that is just a long-range light spell. Fortunately, that guy just healed, so... That guy still isn't... Well, actually, he probably can't reach Har now that he's behind him, but... Now we can actually try to get this guy. Which, once again, he wasn't the guy I was worried about since he wasn't doing any damage to me, but... I didn't bother to check anybody else's weapon, and that Dragon Rider very well might have a... ranged weapon that I don't know about. Sometimes even this late in the game, enemies will come with 2 weapons, a ranged one and a standard one. Tomahawk's not fantastic in accuracy, but it'll get the job done. Once Har survives the round, I think everybody else can make it up to where he is. Well, at least on the left-hand side they can. And we'll be just about good from there. Okay, good. That fighter was the primary person I was worried about, so... Since he didn't get Har, I think he'll be safe. Not too concerned about that Wyvern. Oh, well, he's going over here anyway. We could push the boulder on him if we wanted to. I think I'm gonna... Oh, no, he ran off. That would've been really funny, though. Oh, well. What's done is done. Ah, Leith, you picked the worst possible time to transform back. Oh, right, Oscar. I was like, who would be able to be healed? Oscar. Well, we'll go ahead and heal him. Yeah, Oscar's not getting any action on this map. Terrain disadvantage, Oscar. Sorry. Nothing I can do about it. Stop going over there. There we go. Yeah, you can actually push these if you want. Call an avalanche. The falling stones damage both first and front. You don't call an avalanche, you just push a boulder. It's fairly self-explanatory, but... apparently some people have to have everything spelled out for them. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy. Yeah, there we go, with force. Now that we've gotten him out of the way, that is really just about it for this map. This is a very, very short map. It's a dangerous map, but it's also a short map. If you're careful, you're fine. If you're not, you can be in some real deep trouble real fast. The only thing I'm worried about is that Wyvern Rider getting over to Leaf. Everything else I'm all cool with. That guy's certainly not surviving next turn. Yeah, he went for Leaf. Go figure. We couldn't hit her, though. Because Leaf's too awesome for that. We'll probably have to send Leaf over to Boyd and hope he gets close enough to where Boyd can get him. I could just let him get him now, though. Yeah, that'll work. I'm not near as concerned about the ballista / sniper as I am about that guy. Even as a sniper, he probably has lower speed than Leaf. Yeah, I know the thing broke. Speed 12, speed 20. Yeah, not even close. Or by Fire Emblem standards, not even close. So, let's get rid of this guy. With style, of course. Is there any better way to get rid of him? Of course not. But seriously, this chapter only took, what, 6 turns? I told you could wipe out this map in 5 or 6 turns if you were really good. Oh, come on, Har. Seriously? No, don't end out the map that way. End it out with a critical. Come on. Ah, fine. Regular attack, you can just be like that. Well, we still have one more guy to deal with anyway, so... And he is down here. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's the only guy left on the map, so unless Leaf gets killed here somehow... Which, nope. Since these ballista can't get critical, the only way I knew is Leaf might get killed is if that sniper actually decided to attack her normally, but since he did not, too bad for him. Get out of here. Okay, so it took 7 turns, but still, that is a very short map compared to some of the ones we've seen. That is really short. Okay, why is everyone else here? We only used 2 of these units. Ike is not in the proper costume right here. He's in his ranger outfit as opposed to his lord outfit. Soren is the only one here that's correct, because we didn't use any of the other 3, and Ike's in the wrong... whatever. But no, there's still more of them. Now we've got you... Eat rock! Eat rock, I'm pretty clever. No, you're not. You're an idiot. Look out! Just step out of the way! But what happens? Tabarin swoops in and kills them all in one hit. They were class 1 units. What did you expect? Like that random fighter. I still don't know why that guy's over there. He's just essentially a free kill. So yes, Tabarin is here. Rayson asked for his help, so that's why, But also, he has another reason, but for now we need to get to the Lion King, whose name escapes me. Kanigas. Good lord, I can't remember. I can't believe I didn't remember that. But it has been a while since we've seen him. I mean, it's been practically a year, right? Well, by this game's standards. For me, it's been still at least about a month or so. So yes, we have quite turned the tide compared to, what, like chapters 8, 9, 10... Alright, so, Tabarin. What about these 2 children? So, well, yeah, what are you talking about? Soren's no child. He's the tactician, he's a genius, and as for Miss, she's a pretty good healer, so... So I just explains the story that he knows, and explains it to everyone, because, you know, it's a war meeting, so not everyone's here, it's just Miss, Soren, the 2 kings, Alencia, you know, anybody that's really important to the story. And Titania, I guess. She's supposedly important to the story, but we don't think so. So yes, everybody now knows what Ashnard's true goal is, which is to release the Dark God from the medallion, also known as the Fire Emblem. King Goldo was one of the legendary heroes. Yes, the Black Dragon King. He's like he's literally like tens of thousands of years old or something ridiculous like that. So yes, there is more than one way for the Dark God to gain her freedom. One of them can be through war, the other one can be a Heron Consigne Gulder of Release, which is why he kidnapped Leanne. Let's assume that the war would have an effect on the Daein no matter where it was or who possessed it. And the King of Daein thinks this as well. Where's Tinder for the Blazonee? The answer to the question proved to be an easy one. He had to find a way to test his theory. So he attacked Crimea. It had to be Crimea because Benyon was too big and powerful. And Crimea is known for more of its scholarship than military strength, so they figured a surprise invasion would let them win while taking minimal casualties, and they were right. And of course, since the previous king was friendly towards Laguz, that was another reason. So if things went well, the conflict would engulf Crimea's ally Gallia, and then eventually Benyon, and it would just spread over the entire continent of Tellius. So one of his ambitions is to awaken the Dark God. There might be more, but that is one of them for sure. But we still have to smash Daein, so this dream will never come true. But, however, the Herons do have the ability of Slumber Gulder, which will suppress the chaotic energies. It cannot do it fully, but it does help quite a bit. It proves that it doesn't work in the sequel. And it wasn't Mist's fault. I don't know why she's like, it was all me. Alright, as for Tabarn, what does he have to say? Oh, that's right, Leanne's been kidnapped, of course. But yes, only Altina can sing the Gulder of Release, but, however, King Ashnard does not know that. So, things are not going to end well for Leanne, so we better try to get her back as soon as we can. But we'll be doing that next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later!